Hello, and welcome back to the Trusted Postgres channel. In this series, we are discussing the Ansible-based Postgres deployment tool, Trusted Postgres Architect, also known as TPA. In the last episode of this series, we used TPA to add a new database to our cluster and modify the Barman configuration, all by simply making changes to our config.yml file and rerunning the deploy. In the final episode of this series, we will use TPA to deploy a new PgBouncer node to front-end our connections to the primary database server. First, let's open a terminal and run the docker ps command to make sure our 3 containers are still up and running. Alright, looks good. We still have the backup 01, replica 01, and primary 01 nodes up. Now let's open the TPA documentation by navigating to trustedpostgres.com. Then under the Trusted Postgres Architect section, click on the GitHub link. Now scroll down to the docs folder, click on that. Next, click on the src folder. Now we want to scroll down until we see the PgBouncer.md. So in here, we'll just scroll down until we see our example. And then we'll just copy out this vars section here. And we'll go to our config file, paste that in, and make some edits. At the very bottom of the config file, we're going to create a new node. We will just give it a name of PgBouncer1. We'll give it a new IP address. Next, we'll add the location. Then we'll add a new unique node number. And then a role of PgBouncer. Paste these vars in. And then here we can remove this section. We don't need to have 2 aliases. The PgBouncer backend we will set as the primary to connect to. The alias we're going to give it is just simply aliased. It can be anything you want there. And now the DB name we want to connect to through that aliased name is going to just be ComplexDB, which is the database we created in the last episode. Write and quit that. So now at this point we can just rerun the deploy. There's no reason to run the provisions since the deploy will see a change in the config and will automatically rerun provision Now that our deploy is complete, let's SSH into our replica node to test our connection to the primary database instance through our PgBouncer node. But first we need to use the tpa-exec show-password command to get the password for the PgBouncer auth user that was automatically created for authenticating through our PgBouncer node. Okay. Let's switch the user to Postgres. Now set the connection string to connect to the PgBouncer node. On the default port of 6432. DB name that we gave it was called aliased, which is just the alias for connecting to the complex DB in the primary server. The user is going to be PgBouncer underscore auth underscore user, and we will copy and paste the password that was provided. And there we go. We are connected to the primary server as the PgBouncer auth user, and it is currently displaying the alias database name, aliased in this case, but we can use the current database function to tell us that it is actually the complex DB that we are connected to. That concludes the last episode in this series. Thank you for watching as we use TPA to create a Postgres 14 cluster managed by Rep Manager for high availability, Barman for backups, and PgBouncer for proxying connections to our primary database server. To help grow the Trusted Postgres community here on YouTube, please like and subscribe for more content. Also, if you are interested in being one of our customers or contractors, please register at trustedpostgres.com and we will be in touch as soon as possible to schedule your first engagement. Until next time, have a productive and peaceful day.